Bowl season is almost over with the national championship coming up Monday. So we're about to start that off-draft season process. And we know the first stop is in Mobile. It's the Senior Bowl. I'm going to go ahead, give you 10 prospects that I think you should maybe keep your eye on or maybe look a little into. But what's crack-a-lackin'? It's your boy Broshmo, just in case you did not know. So go ahead, become a bro and subscribe. Leave that thumbs up. If you enjoyed the content, as always, let me know what you think in the comment section below. Let's have that nice, beautiful football discourse, baby. And 7-round mock draft will be coming out, I'm hoping Tuesday. I'm shooting for Tuesday, 7-rounder. It's kind of it's going to be a big one. I'm going to probably be doing a lot of that parts of Monday after, and then probably after the national championship, because we're streaming the national championship. We're going to have a watch along. But let's go ahead. Let's get into this sucker. I believe it's ZYON McCollum out of Sam Houston State. He's a corner. He is 6'4", 195. Admittedly, these first two prospects haven't watched a ton or even almost any of. Believe it or not, tape of these guys are hard to get. The next guy more so than McCollum. McCollum, you could at least find highlight reels, but still got some background information on this cat. Former 3-star recruit who ran a 4.40 and a 4.03 shuttle at Sam Houston State's prospect camp before deciding to commit. So this guy could end up being stupid fast right now. He has some great length, and through his career, he's registered 4 interceptions, 12 pass breakups, while allowing a completion rate of 53.1% for almost 800 yards and 8 touchdowns. So he has allowed quite a bit of touchdowns. Still not a lot for being, I think for the most part, he was a starter for 2.5 years. So that's still, that ain't bad. Step up in competition. I'm interested to see how he'll look. He kind of has that Nation Wright type of build. 6'4", around that 190, maybe even smaller. Again, he is kind of a stick, McCollum, that is. So could be smaller. He's kind of got that same type of size. And then the next guy I want to talk about, the next guy I want to highlight on this list is Joshua Williams from Fayetteville State. I don't know. But this guy is really hard to find, even stats on. I just used what the stats gave me from the Fayetteville. Fayetteville? I don't know. But where the college gave the college gave me in terms of the stats. So last year, registering 31 tackles, 3 interceptions, 6 pass breakups. Haven't been able to find anything outside of a highlight reel, but dude, still great size, great length for the position. He's getting a call up here at Senior Bowl where he gets to see top tier competition. Could really improve his draft stock. Again, these are guys with the size. I can't wait to see how they do in the Senior Bowl. But this guy I have watched at the corner position, it's Tariq Woolen from UTSA. I'm actually getting pretty high on this cat. He was on Bruce Feldman's Freaks list to start the year for basically just this guy's 6'4", 205, runs a 4.3 40. Guy's got very tantalizing physical and athletic tools. Over the last 2 seasons, he's allowed a completion rate of 56.9% with a little under 600 yards allowed and 6 TDs. The ball skills have been on display during that time. 2 interceptions, 10 pass breakups. He has shown good awareness and processing, undercutting. You'll see him undercut some maybe high-low option routes when he's in cover 2, cover 4, because they actually run a good amount of zone at UTSA. I like that recognition. I think in terms of athletic ability, traits and whatnot, it's very Jalen Ramsey-esque, but there are some hiccups in his game. There are some there are some times where he just gets outballed. So again, college player coming in, still a lot to be excited about. I can't wait to see how he does at the Senior Bowl. We're going to stick with the defense here. Go with a little bit more of an obvious name in Jermaine Johnson, a guy that could really, I think, elevate into that first round, maybe like tier 2 edge rusher conversation. This cat had a very good year for Florida State, 46 pressures, 14 sacks. He's a former JUCO and Georgia transfer before coming to Florida State. Johnson has a very, very impressive frame. Just literally, he's like a pit bull, dude. He's just feels like he's pure muscle, man. So, like his arms, like armed. I say this all the time. They're like 2 battering rams. Like the way he swings those suckers. And surprisingly, he's got some quicks and agility to him. I wouldn't say he has got elite get off, elite flexibility, but often he wins the point of attack. He's very strong, got very violent hands. He does a good job of sealing off the edge or just closing running lanes in general. Again, like this guy, the grip strength, push pull, super easy. At least in the ACC, he was having a super easy time of manipulating the line of scrimmage. Bam, that's what it's called. Golly, what a big brain fart I had. He's had like taken advantage of some like more athletic offensive lines like Boston College and Miami this past year, combining for 12 pressures and 4 sacks in those games. Again, a guy that could probably add a little bit more to his pass rushing toolbox, but just in terms of he's a very imposing physically. Guy's a monster. I want to stick with the edge position with a guy that's more of a project. I'm going to go with Dominique Robinson. There we go. Out of Miami, Ohio. This guy was actually a former wide receiver and didn't make the move to edge rusher until 2020. So this guy is rah, you know. But he has 27 receptions for 452 yards, 4 touchdowns through his Red Hawk career. But now being edge guy, like you could just look at like his frame, even in the picture there, even though he is Jack Daddy with those arms, but impressive get off. He would like watching him. I was just like, this guy's raw, but like, oh my goodness, like the length is there for a guy that's only has like 500 some snaps under his belt at the edge position. Like just he has the traits in terms of explosiveness, movement skills, frame, length. Like this guy is like prime developmental prospect material, you know. Does need to add pass rushing moves and just overall learn the position, but still like very intriguing guy in this edge class. So yeah, I actually can't wait to see this guy in one-on-one. See if he can win with pure just, hey, I'm kind of a freak when it comes to me athletically, or if better technique will win out. It's going to be interesting. Now let's move to the offensive side of the ball. I'm going to start with the offensive line, and I want to talk about CP71, not Chris Paul from the NBA. Nah, forget that. I'm talking about Chris Paul from Tulsa, baby. Pretty sure his teammate, Tyler Smith? Yeah, won't come out. Tyler Smith played left tackle while Chris Paul played right tackle. I think there's a good chance like he could be a tackle or more likely probably a guard in the NFL, but I don't mind. I honestly don't mind having him at tackle. Now, he started out at right guard during his Golden Hurricane career. Then he moved to left guard the following year. and then has played right guard the last 2 seasons. So he started his rookie year, freshman year, right guard, moved to left guard, sophomore year, and the last 2 years he's been right tackle. He has over almost 600 snaps at right tackle, where he's only allowed 22 pressures and 4 sacks over his career at right tackle specifically. He's a very strong blocker, good pop in the hands. He's actually got a pretty decent kick slide. Like, it feels like he moves miles. I wouldn't say he is a very athletic tackle, but still, like, to be able to, like, if you got a good distanced kick slide, you could take advantage of, like, you could create angles, take advantage of blocking angles there. So very interested. But twitchier pass rushers have gotten around him before because he's a bit slow to open the hips and actually properly riding these guys past the pocket. He had a tough 3-game stretch versus Ohio State, Arkansas State, and Houston, where he allowed 12 pressures, 2 sacks with 3 penalties. He was dominant the rest of the year. However, when he has faced NFL caliber talent, it hasn't always been great. But Senior Bowl, you get a chance. This is redemption. I like the length. I do like the athleticism. Like, he does have an actual ability to stay on the outside. Like, he's got decent, like, explosiveness and burst. Like, we talk about that. Like, his get off the snap, his little kick slide, his footwork. I wouldn't say he's got quick footwork. I wouldn't say that. I'm just saying, this guy, he can hopscotch pretty darn well. But I think you're at worst, you're getting a pretty darn good guard here. Let's move on to the next. I got Braxton Jones out of Southern Utah. The Thunderbirds. This guy got more closer to a late round prospect. He's a former 2-star recruit who has amassed over 1,500 snaps at the left tackle position for Southern Utah. He's been very good in pass protection, only allowing 20 pressures and 4 sacks through 3 seasons, and that's almost 900 pass blocking snaps. He does possess good length. He does show real good quicks. He has struggled, though, against FBS talent. Against Arizona State, against Iowa, he allowed 7 pressures, 3 sacks, and the Senior Bowl, again, it's a great opportunity to show that you can hang with the best of the best. This is something I noticed in the San Jose State game where I was like, man, I feel like this guy should have got flagged a lot more for some holding calls. And I was like, I'm kind of curious. What has his penalties looked over through the course of a year or his career? The guy hasn't been penalized a lot at all, but I'm pretty sure he's gotten away with a lot of holding calls, at least when it came to the San Jose State game that I watched. And what was it? It wasn't that. I guess it was the Arizona State game where I was like, man, this guy, when he gets beat on the outside, like, watch out. He's got length, and he uses the hold sometimes. I think, honestly, it's if he could strengthen his anchor a bit, and I think it's just more so not letting guys, like, he handles leverage pretty well, but I would say, what does he do to counter or react to maybe a pass rusher's second move? After they do engage, where are they going next? Typically, like, they like to pop outside on him because then, well, he goes to hold and he doesn't get called for it. But that would be something interesting. I'm pretty sure this guy, gets to the NFL, a lot more of those are going to be flagged, especially with how the refs are nowadays in the NFL. They flag everything. All right, so this is one of my favorite, actually, running back prospects in this class. Kind of, sort of. It's Dameon Pierce from Florida. I love Jermaine Ford. I wanted to throw him on the list, but I was kind of looking for guys that I haven't talked about. And I should probably preface this at the beginning of the video. But guys I just haven't really talked about really in any of my videos. I try to focus on those guys. That way, you know, y'all know quite a bit about a lot of these guys in here. But let's talk about the Dameon Pierce, shall we? He has been a very, I feel like, I'm just going to say this outright. I feel like Florida should have used him a lot more. Like, kind of ridiculous. But he's been a very good receiving back over the last 2 seasons. He had 35 he has had over that time 35 receptions, almost 400 yards, 4 TDs, 18 forced missed tackles on those 35 receptions. Mind you, 5 of his 18 catches were on 10 plus, or were on passes of 10 plus yards. So that means he's going downfield and they're finding him, or at least going to the intermediate of the field. He's also actually one of the better pass protectors in this class as well, with good size, 5'10", 215. Pierce is very good at shoving off contact, 39 forced missed tackles on 87 carries. I didn't include the last game, but again, I will update my stats as I go. But I imagine that number went up. 13 more carries. I bet you he belted out maybe another 2 to 3 forced missed tackles. He's got good acceleration once he finds the hole. I wouldn't really say he has breakaway speed or he's like a home run threat, but it's better than most like bigger backs. I would say backs around that 215 area. I think he could probably, I think you could say it's similar. Like, I would say his breakaway is similar to like a Devin Singletary coming out, where he was kind of viewed as that stockier home run threat out of Florida Atlantic. But he's very explosive when he plants his footing, just kind of goes. You should test out as such. I think he's one of the more he's not a shifty back. I don't think he's going to test well out well agility wise, but I think he will in terms of his explosiveness. Like, I think this guy's a very no nonsense downhill runner. There are moments where he can get bouncy behind line of scrimmage. Mainly Florida, their offensive line wasn't exactly great this year. It wasn't terrible, but there wasn't great. But this is a guy that wants to head north. He wants to be north south. He wants to be almost decisive from like the get-go. Like, I would say this guy, like, he can be patient as he waits for a hole to open up. But then he could get indecisive real quick, and at that point, you know, you're just kind of roaming in the backfield there, and you're gonna get taken back for a loss. You gotta make a decision at some point. So yeah, no, I actually like this cat a lot. He's probably gonna be in my top 10 running backs, pretty easy. And then of course I'm talking about the receiving class for these next 2 picks. So let's go ahead. Let's talk about Danny Green at SMU. I actually really like this cat. Former JUCO transferred to SMU for the 2020 season. He doesn't appear to have good initial burst off the line, but the dude's kind of sneaky fast. Like, he accelerates quickly. Part of that could be long strides at 6'2", almost 200 pounds, if not 200 pounds. Like, he can cover a lot of ground very quickly. He does a good job of tracking the ball well in air, and he has, like, his contested catch, like, he's got about a 50% contested catch rate, so he was like 12 to 24 through 2 seasons at the contested catch. However, he's above that dreaded 10% drop rate. You get a bit scared there. This guy is a chest catcher. He's got the MVS syndrome, we should say. I wouldn't say this guy's really got legit ball skills. More of a chest catcher. There are times where you do see him catch the ball with his hands, and you're like, what do you mean he doesn't have ball skills? I'm just saying, that's not a majority of the time. But, yeah, honestly, that's his biggest concern, because this guy is a very deceptive route runner, being able to kind of go through different gears throughout his route. He has good contact balance as well, doesn't mind getting physical throughout the route or even after the catch. Yeah, just kind of the one area is the drop balls. If that's something we kind of like see through Mobile, then yeah, it might hurt his grade, might drop him a bit. And then I want to talk about Ontario Drummond. I really don't think I've actually talked about this cat before on the channel, but he's got a very interesting skill set. At 6 foot 215, almost built like a running back. He primarily played on the outside throughout his career, about 600 snaps on the outside. But this year, he was almost exclusively in the slot for almost 300 snaps this season, actually throughout his career. He has had some very good after the catch ability. 26 forced missed tackles with 854 career yards after the catch. That's after the catch. Goodness gracious. He isn't particularly fast or quick. I would say he's kind of smooth with the ball in his hands. He's kind of like his build. Honestly, I wouldn't mind moving this guy to running back every now and then. Like his build kind of, I think, demands it. But he's again a very smooth character, like a very smooth ball carrier with, like I wouldn't say he's really I guess he's kind of shifty. I wouldn't say he's elusive, but he's kind of elusive. Like I won't say he's quick, but he's not quick or particularly fast. As a route runner, he is made for the slot. Like he loves those free releases, and he's very good at finding soft spots in zones. As a blocker, he actually does a very good job of taking on cornerbacks. I don't know why I put receivers there. Taking on cornerbacks. And I was talking to someone about this, and I was like, I kind of look at this guy, and I kind of think Jawan Jennings. I think, dude, Kyle Shanahan would love a guy like this in his outside zone, wide zone blocking scheme, where you can get the ball, you can give him the ball behind the line, a scrimmage, off jet sweeps. You could even line him up in the backfield if you want to. You could give him the ball in screens. Like you just kind of want to get this guy the ball in general, but also you're a fabulous blocker in the running game. Like he just feels like a Kyle Shanahan type of guy. So I can definitely see him as someone maybe like I guess a LaFleur may go after. Like Mike, is it Mike LaFleur that's with the Jets? I can't remember. But I always get tossed. I always get messed up by the brothers. Or maybe you could even see like Sean McVay or Brandon Staley. Like I think that would be a good fit there too. Like, man, very interesting, very interesting. Or maybe anyone trying to mimic that Shanahan offense to get like similar success out of their offense. Yeah, no, it's kind of dope. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. That's it for the video. Go ahead, do that YouTube thing as always. Until next time, you be easy, my friends. Later.